Back with part two. Apologize that my video cut off there. So, as I was saying, I attempted to dye the socks, and they turn yellow. So, it's not dye, but bleach. They turn yellow. So, I would avoid doing that. Well, I also bleached the pants. They were too black, and I turned them gray, sort of a gray or a darker gray with bleaching it, and it definitely helped. You can't really tell, but I mean, there's a contrast that happens here between the black and the gray, black shirt and the gray pants. Now gray pants, so they're definitely not gray or black in the movie like Enterbay did. So, but they look good. So just sort of talking about the rest, little bits of the figure here. Head, neck's too long, as you can see. It's far too long. Looks okay with the coat on, but it looks a little bit odd. Otherwise, I think if the this collar was a little tighter, we'd notice it less, but whatever. Another big problem is that you can't really turn his head, pose his head in any other way except for looking, up and to the sides. You can't pose it down, up, sideways. It's going to fall right off. Its neck's just not made to do that. It's really annoying. I was going to mod the body by sort of cutting into it to have it dip, but I think aesthetically it'd look it'd be like you'd notice the gap, so I'm just gonna leave it. Sacrifice function with aesthetic. All right, so let's talk about the vest for a second. They really did a great job on this, and I've done a couple of these Leon customs now because the one I actually did a couple commissions for others afterwards, and so I really studied his look a lot. And this is just, you can't really get much more accurate. If you're one of those guys that are just sort of waiting around, I'm going to maybe pick a few of the parted out pieces to add to your custom because you're not sure about getting the whole custom. This is definitely the piece you need, one of the pieces you need by far. They did a great job. Even the clasp is good. That's really accurate to the film. Silver in the film. They did it black. I don't know why, but you can't see here, but it's sort of it's painted black, so it's silver underneath. So when I clasp this thing, it's a pain in the ass to clasp this thing, by the way. I might actually cut it so it goes a little bit easier. It's chafing. You can see a little bit of the silver, and I don't really mind. It kind of adds a bit of realisticness to it, but I don't know why they painted black. The back is really great. Wow, they just really did a great job on this vest. I love it. All right, I'll talk about the last mod I did in the figure in a second, but let's move on to some of the accessories here. So, milk is the milk. They actually gave the farmland milk label designs. A little less detailed than the one I did myself, but really good. They really pay attention to detail, and again, I know because I did this myself about a year ago, and they really pay attention. Glass of milk is fun, but this is really annoying and falls right out, so probably going to have to glue that in, which is no big deal, obviously. Cool that it comes with a glass of milk. I guess the exclusive Enterbay shop or something comes with an axe. I don't even really remember where this axe is from, but it's a cool axe. It's metal with plastic, but it's painted like wood. I didn't get mine from the Enterbay store. I got it on eBay, so I don't know why I have this, but I do. So, all right. So quickly, the hands look really shiny in pictures. They're not that bad in person. They actually look kind of good. So don't have to worry about replacing those unless you really want to. So let's talk about the plant. So the plant was really kind of lame looking, very toyish looking, and so I again did my own, and I didn't want to use the plant that I bought from my last custom, which I thought looked better than the heroic one, but I just wanted to really step it up in terms of realism. I bought this plant off eBay from a dollhouse. Which is kind of funny because with all these 1/6 companies, they sometimes forget that there are these doll makers, whatever, have been doing this stuff for years, and they've really got down to science. And so this is the pot it came with. It's obviously huge, real porcelain, and it's got this stuff on it. So what I did was I sort of sanded the entire surface of this to get rid of that plasticky look and make it look more porcelain. Add a little bit of staining and weathering, glued in some of this stuff, you know, on the top, but really chopped off the plant and bent it and did whatever I could to make it look, you know, pretty accurate to the film. I might add a little bit more, but it varies in the film. Sometimes it's taller, shorter, more or less. I think they probably used a few different plants. Quickly, the case. Great job in the case. Better than the heroic Perfection Killer one, but, you know, could be a little bit better. It's a little thick in some places in terms of this, but it works. Well, I'm not really going to show inside, but I noticed this time around that it actually, there's a number 15 painted on the top, written on, so I added that this time. It's also some like indistinguishable lettering, numbering. I don't really know what it says, or couldn't really find a good screen cap, but I just sort of improvised what I saw. It's fine, I guess. And then, you know, I added my own labels and weathered them and sort of scraped them off and peeled them off. And also, I just did a lot of weathering all over the case. Enterbay did a little bit, but just not enough, so I did more. And yeah, so that's the labels there. And did the same technique I did last time, same labels I did. Just found old labels on the internet. Sized them, painted them over with watered down white glue. Used my finger to rub some off. Really just kind of had them look old and worn. Adds a lot, I think, to the overall quality of that case, which was pretty good. Okay, all right, so going back to the figure, the last mod I did on was the suspenders. I'm going to turn the video off for a second to take this vest off because it's really a pain in the ass, so I'll do that.